Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. We love peeling back the layers of familiar stories, especially those we think we know inside and out, to discover maybe some hidden truths beneath.
Hmm.
Today, we're diving into exactly that kind of revelation with Percival Everett's truly profound novel, James.
It's an incredible book.
It really is. Now, if the name Jim, or James, immediately conjures images of a raft floating down the Mississippi with, a mischievous boy named Huck,
Right, Huckleberry Finn.
then you are absolutely on the right track.
Yeah, this deep dive is our chance to explore how James completely reimagines, completely, one of America's most iconic narratives.
Right.
It's not just a retelling, it's a radical shift in perspective, moving from the adventurous white boy to the interior world of the enslaved man, Jim.
Yes.
It gives us unprecedented access to a mind rarely explored with such depth, revealing insights that were, well, maybe always there, but previously unseen.
Our mission today is to uncover how this fundamental shift in viewpoint transforms really everything we thought we knew about the story. We're going to unpack layers of intellect, strategic thinking, and fierce resistance that are not only surprising but incredibly insightful for understanding that period.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're drawing all our understanding directly from the powerful prose and excerpts of Everett's novel, James.
Okay.
So let's pull back the curtain on this, because the very first thing that truly strikes you, I think, when you encounter Jim in this novel is how vastly, astonishingly different his mind is from what many of us might expect,
Definitely.
based on earlier portrayals. He isn't merely the superstitious character kind of relegated to the sidelines.
Not at all. What's truly captivating here is how Percival Everett invites us directly into Jim's interior world. He crafts a character with this rich, complex, intellectual, and philosophical life
Yeah.
that directly challenges every single stereotypical portrayal of enslaved people. This Jim is a reader, a writer, a profound thinker.
He's constantly thinking.
Constantly observing, analyzing, strategizing about his world. He carries books, weighty philosophical texts like Voltaire's Treatise on Tolerance, Rousseau's Discourse on Inequality,
Wow.
alongside a narrative of Venturesmith. And he finds not just, intellectual value, but genuine comfort in these books. He notes that he feels good and likes the weight of them.
That's fascinating. The physical weight, the presence of them.
Exactly. And he even challenges and debates philosophers like Voltaire, Rousseau, and Locke in his dreams. It shows this deep internal engagement.
It's astounding, isn't it? You see this mind constantly processing, observing, strategizing. But, okay, that begs the crucial question. How does a man with such a sophisticated philosophical mind actually survive
Right.
in a world so utterly determined to strip him of his humanity, deny his intelligence?
And this raises such an essential point about survival. And it's where we see Jim's incredible ingenuity. He masters what we might call slave speak. But it's not born of genuine ignorance, not at all. Instead, it's this meticulously crafted performance.
A performance.
A deliberate strategy designed to manage and, frankly, manipulate the perceptions of white people around him. It's a profound act of self-preservation.
So it's conscious.
Oh, absolutely conscious. In fact, Jim even teaches other enslaved children specific vital rules in his language lessons. Don't make eye contact, never speak first, and crucially, never address any subject directly when talking to another slave, a practice they actually call signifying.
Signifying.
Yeah. This isn't just about being indirect. It's a coded way of communicating, often with layers of hidden meaning or critique happening right under the enslavers' noses.
The examples in the novel of this slave speak are just. They're chilling, but also incredibly illustrative of its power.
They really are.
Like when Mrs. Holliday's kitchen catches fire, the incorrect grammar, as Everett puts it, for a slave to use isn't a direct statement of fact, like the kitchen's on fire.
No.
It's Lottie, miss'em, looky da. And Lizzie, one of the children Jim is teaching, explains the crucial reasoning. Because we must let the whites be the ones who name the trouble.
It's about managing their ego, their need to be in control, even in a crisis.
Exactly. That deference masks a deeper understanding.
Exactly. Or consider a grease fire. Instead of directly correcting Mrs. Holliday for throwing water on it, which would be, disastrous.
Right. Dangerous.
Lizzie suggests, with this carefully phrased indirection, "Oh, Lord, missums, ma'am, you want for me to get some sand."
Ah, subtle.
Very subtle. This approach gives the white person, as Lizzie explains, the satisfaction of telling you not to mumble, and thinking you're stupid, while allowing the enslaved person to subtly guide them to the correct action.
Wow.
And Jim's own reflection really sums up the genius of this strategy. Remember, the more they choose to not want to listen, the more we can say to one another around them.
That's the core insight there, isn't it? Language, far from being just a simple tool of communication,
Right.
became a strategic weapon for survival and a secret code of resistance. It's not just what they said, but how they said it.
Precise.
That revealed the sophisticated hidden world. And Jim, with his sharp intellect, uses this slave speak to great effect, even sometimes for humor.
Yeah, there's that moment with Huck.
Right, when he playfully teases Huck about a scary dream. But what's so telling is Jim's own reflection on this interaction, consciously deploying an expression specifically for white people. I pushed out my lower lip a bit, an expression I displayed only for white people.
It just drives home how calculated it was.
How constant this performance had to be.
Mm-hmm.
But the novel takes an even more stunning turn, I think, when it explores how deep this performance goes. Here's where it gets truly unsettling and fascinating. The profound fluidity of identity itself.
Yes.
Particularly around race and freedom, and how it's often this elaborate, dangerous performance.
And if we connect this to the broader picture, James completely dissects the very concept of racial performance. It shows us how arbitrary and, frankly, entirely constructed these categories are, highlighting not just how societal rules are enforced, but also the ingenious ways they can be subverted by those who, well, master the act.
It feels very relevant, even now.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't just historical irony. It's a powerful lens through which to examine how identities are still constructed and policed in our own time.
And a prime example of this in the book is Norman.
Right, Norman.
A character Jim encounters. Norman is a light-skinned black man who has been passing for white, navigating this incredibly precarious existence. He admits to Jim that maintaining this false identity is just exhausting.
Exhausting. That word says so much.
It really does. And Norman joins Daniel Emmett's minstrel troupe, hoping to earn enough money to buy his enslaved wife, which sets up this incredible layer of irony.
Oh, the irony is just biting. The minstrel show itself is so profound in its terribleness. Here you have white men in blackface,
performing these grotesque caricatures.
Exaggerated, dehumanizing caricatures, completely oblivious to Jim's actual identity or Norman's hidden one. Then Jim, a light brown black man, is forced to apply black shoe polish, given a wig, and even told to leave a little white around his eyes to make him appear like a white man trying to pass for black.
It's a performance on top of a performance.
It's a double irony that is simply stunning. A dizzying reflection of how absurd and violently enforced these racial constructs really are.
Yeah.
Norman's sarcastic observation captures it perfectly. You think one of them is going to wake up one morning and say, "Hey, you look like a Negro." The absurdity is palpable.
It's almost mind-bending to consider the psychological toll, isn't it? Constantly performing a version of yourself that isn't true. Is it sustainable? Or does it inevitably lead to some kind of breaking point?
That's a huge question the novel raises.
And then just when you think you've maybe grasped the depths of these deceptions, the book delivers a revelation that, I have to say, truly stopped me in my tracks.
The big one.
It fundamentally alters the entire original narrative. Huck is Jim's son.
This is truly a groundbreaking aha moment, isn't it? It completely recontextualizes the original story we thought we knew.
Completely.
Jim tells Huck directly, very clearly. Because Huck, and I hope you hear this without thinking I'm crazy or joking, you are my son.
Wow.
He clarifies that Huck's mother and he were little children together, providing that intimate, deeply personal context.
And that detail about Pap Finn.
Yes. Jim reveals that the dead body Huck wouldn't look at in that washed-away house. That was Huck's father, Pap Finn.
Which Huck didn't know.
No. And this fundamentally alters Huck's identity, positioning him as someone who can choose his racial identity in a way Jim absolutely cannot.
That choice is key.
It is.
Yeah.
This isn't just some plot twist. It's a fundamental challenge to how we consume and trust narratives. It forces you to ask, what other truths have we just accepted at face value simply because they were told by the dominant voice?
And what a choice Jim presents. It's staggering. He tells Huck, you can be what you want to be. You can be white or black. Nobody will question you.
It just blows apart the entire premise of the original Huckleberry Finn, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The very foundation of Huck's identity, his place in the world, is just reshaped by Jim's truth. It's a profound gift, really, born of unimaginable sacrifice.
And Jim, with this profound love for Huck, urges him to leverage this privilege. It's heartbreaking, in a way.
Yeah.
He tells him, just keep living, be the white boy you can be, Huck. You go back to Hannibal and keep your secret.
Keep your secret.
And Jim's reasoning is so pragmatic, so utterly focused on Huck's survival. He says, belief has nothing to do with truth. Believe what you like. Believe I'm lying and move through the world as a white boy. Believe I'm telling the truth and move through the world as a white boy anyway. Either way, no difference.
Wow. That line, belief has nothing to do with truth.
It's chilling. This advice is Jim ensuring Huck's safety and freedom, even if it means Huck lives a lie that Jim himself cannot possibly afford. It's just a testament to the depth of his love and his strategic mind.
So, after all these revelations about Jim's intellect, his strategic use of language, the unsettling fluidity of identity, what does this all mean for his ultimate goal?
Right. What's driving him?
His pursuit of family, his personal freedom, his very definition of self? Where does it all lead?
What's fascinating here is that Jim's pursuit isn't just about physical escape, right? It's about defining his own terms of freedom.
Okay.
And protecting those he loves most dearly. He doesn't simply endure his circumstances. He's constantly deconstructing and challenging the very justifications for his enslavement. His mind is, it's a weapon and a shield.
Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge.
Exactly. Knowledge for Jim is most valuable when it's understood and rigorously applied.
And those internal dialogues, they're incredible. Like the one with John Locke in A Dream where he directly challenges the architects of Western thought.
Yes, on the nature of slavery and liberty. In this dream, Jim confronts Locke about his role in writing the Barbadian Constitution, which, disturbingly justified slavery.
He calls him out.
Directly. Jim asks, what you're saying is that if someone pays you enough, it's okay to abandon what you've claimed to understand as moral and right. He points out that so-called civil liberties are in fact contingent on hierarchy and situation.
It's an incredibly insightful and frankly scathing critique coming from inside Jim's own mind.
It is. And his anger, too, is not just uncontrolled rage. It's presented as a strategic, cultivated emotion.
Cultivated anger. Explain that.
It's the force he learns to almost befriend, to deploy. A real turning point is the brutal lynching of young George for stealing a pencil.
Oh, that scene is brutal.
It is. Jim feels the blows as if they were his own. And he reflects on the fact that he initially thought of it as the pencil, not my pencil. Oh. That small shift fuels this deep, unwavering resolve within him.
It changes something in him.
It fundamentally shifts his relationship with his own rage, making it something he can potentially wield.
And this cultivated anger, it culminates in that chillingly calculated killing of Overseer Hopkins.
Yes, who had raped Katie, one of the enslaved women. It's not impulsive. Jim disarms Hopkins, then forces him to confront his crimes, thinking specifically about the women you have raped.
Making him face it.
Making him face it. And Jim's final thought about the act is perhaps the most powerful indication of his transformation. It's the fact that I don't really care. That's the best part of this, that I don't care.
That lack of care signifies what? Freedom? Agency?
I think it signifies a profound reclaiming of his own agency. Yeah. A refusal to be defined or limited by the emotional responses the system expects or demands.
Yes.
He's taking control, even of his internal state.
And this act is followed by that immediate, clear vow from Jim.
Yes. I vowed to never let that happen again. From then on, I would never lose control. It shows his strategic mindset shifting, his newfound sense of power.
He's not just running away anymore.
Not at all. He's actively dismantling the system where he can, freeing other enslaved people along the way. Remember the Graham Farm? Jim deliberately addresses the chained men as men, which is itself a radical act of recognition, and asks, do you men want to run? Before using a knife to unlock their shackles and leading them to freedom.
All while he's desperately searching.
Desperately searching for his beloved wife, Sadie, and daughter, Lizzie. They are his ultimate motivation, the core of his fight.
So we see that Jim's deepest freedom, his ultimate reclamation of self, it seems tied to his ability to tell his own story.
Yes.
To self-write, as he puts it, rather than having it self-related by others who would inevitably distort or simplify it.
That is such a profound and powerful declaration of autonomy in the novel.
It really is.
His powerful declaration echoes throughout. My name is James. I will not let his story be self-related but self-written.
Self-written.
He dedicates himself to the incredibly arduous task of writing his own alphabet, his own first words, explicitly rejecting the dehumanizing curse of Ham and all the false religious justifications for slavery he encounters.
And that pencil.
That pencil. which started as this small, stolen object that led to young George's death.
Right.
It transforms into this profound symbol of literacy, resistance, and self-authorship for Jim. It represents his unwavering claim to his own narrative, his own truth, in a world that tried desperately to erase it.
This deep dive into James truly gives us such a new lens, doesn't it? A new way to view history, literature, the very idea of freedom itself.
Absolutely.
It's a powerful, necessary, and often uncomfortable retelling that really demands our attention.
It reminds us, I think, very powerfully that narratives shape reality. And that finding the untold stories, the voices that were silenced or deliberately misinterpreted, isn't just some academic exercise. It's crucial for a complete and honest understanding of our shared past.
And our present.
And definitely our present.
It certainly leaves you wondering, doesn't it? What other stories, what other Jims have been waiting all this time to be heard just beyond the official narrative that has dominated for so long?
Yeah, it really does. Consider the profound depth of thought, strategy, and resistance that existed right there, in plain sight. Hidden only by the willful refusal, perhaps, of those in power to actually see it.
So the question for you listening is,
what are you choosing not to see, maybe at the question, in the stories and narratives that surround you every single day?